So, from the bigger picture, I think majority of the sentient beings are ignorant, and sentient beings all have this ignorant and delusional mind. And nowadays, I have to say, it is getting more and more severe. Why is that? It is because the media and the value that it's promoting promotes the idea of the more you grasp, the more perfect, and then you will be able to have happiness. So from this kind of delusional guidance from media, majority of people won't be able to attain genuine happiness. Without genuine happiness, mind cannot be tamed, and without the ability of taming your mind, people could lose their courage to live in this world. That is why there's a hike of the suicidal rate global-wise. So this is really the teaching of the mind. If you don't really know this mind and think this is normal, this is not a mental disorder, and do not accept the fact that your mind is deluded or is rather in disorder, then any little thing, any little attitude, little feedback could hurt you and could be the cause to contribute to choosing severe ways of ending your life. So I really think Buddhism has lots of pith instruction to give to tame this mind. The author Tenpe Nyima, in fact, lived in the time that is very recent, less than 100 years, and at that time there were no high technologies in such rural area where he lived. But because he studied Mahayana teachings, his understanding of modern people's mentality is very thorough, and if you could understand this, you will be able to understand the mind. Just as in the Bodhicharyavatara, it says that for those who wish to find happiness and avoid suffering, will wander without meaning or purpose if they do not practice training this mind, the supreme and principal Dharma. If you could really understand this, you would be able to realize that whatever happens in your life, in the external phenomena, in anything external is really a contributing condition, and it's really small. It really contributes very little. So let it be OCD, let it be persecutory delusion. If you understand the supreme secrets of the mind, then nothing could harm you. So the best way of working with it is to understand our wrong view and wrong thoughts that brings negativity. After understanding it, you will be able to see, and you will probably feel that this is how you used to face those things are quite laughable. And you will be able to see that you can embrace everything with a much bigger heart and mind. And this is positive thinking. Of course, there's negative thinking as well, and psychologists would think that a positive thinking is whatever you face, whatever you perceive, you would take it in positively or towards a positive direction, and nothing's that severe, nothing matters that much. But negative thinking is that your thoughts is always around, it's dirty, there's a bug, this cup is not good for my health, the world is about to harm me, I have to get rid rid of this and that because it's not good for my health, and this world is so dirty and so dark, and so on. It's very negative. Or you could think that all my fellow practitioners are the manifestation of bodhisattvas and Buddhas. This is really great. This is the kind of positive thinking with faith, with devotion. This is a kind of practice, a kind of habituating yourself with the right practice. I've never really, I heard this, but I never really went through this kind of education. But nowadays it is said that scientists would encourage mothers not to breastfeed their children when they're being angry, because such kind of breast milk would be poisonous for the children. We often say the poison of 5 afflictions. What is the poison? The poison of anger. When such kind of when the blood of poisonous of anger is transferred to a lab rat, the lab rat would die. And if a person is suffering from excessive desire, which is negative emotion, is also very harmful to the health of a person. Similarly, ignorance is also a poison. So people don't understand. It is only that people don't understand that they're suffering from it. It is because they don't have the right value system that they're suffering still in the samsara. Therefore, I really hope that people could understand the secret of the mind. One is ultimate secret, the other one is relative secret. What is the relative secret of the mind? Are there happiness and suffering? Yes, in our relative world. But mundane being then mentally increase the suffering in their mind that does not exist in this relative world. It is then nominal increment, such as if there's burning on their body, this is the actual thing that's happening. But if there's no burning on your body, but there's a burning in your mind, then this is the nominal increment. It's not there, but you think it is. The suffering of external world can be understood. You cannot accept it, and because you cannot accept it, it becomes an even bigger pain to you. So once we accustom to the thoughts, the thinking of happiness and suffering, it will increase. Once we accustom to happiness or suffering, it will increase. That's just the natural, that's just the nature. Therefore, we need to eradicate such kind of suffering. We need to understand it is a cause and condition. Also, in our life, doesn't matter whatever happens. Do not grasp to it. You should have a sense of go with the flow. For example, maybe today you can come to the shrine hall and at the door you're told that you can't come in to listen to the class. You can say okay, and then you can sing and skipping and singing a Doha song and think that everything is great, it's all happiness, and go back. Shantideva said that if you are enduring sickness, then sickness can be happy because you are really because you are enduring the negative karmas from previous life, and if you're not ill, then healthy is also happy because healthy body can be beneficial to practice. I think we need to learn how to go with the flow. We shouldn't force everything to happen in our way. We can be happy and content in any situation. This mind of contentment is also very important. Another way is that we have to learn how to look at things from different angles. Even if you did not get what you wanted, but maybe that's the best for you. And if you can accustom yourself to this kind of thinking, it could be very beneficial to your practice. In my whole life, I went through a lot of things, many things. Sickness, surgery, death of my parents, and many more. And I don't think it's because of I'm enlightened or anything, but probably because I familiarized myself more with this kind of teachings. I meet all different kinds of people. I encounter different harms from sentient beings and from the external world, but I understand that and I can accept it. And I would look from a different angle for a different beneficial factor or contributing or any contributing favorable conditions. For example, during the pandemic, I spent all my time and translated a lot. And during that period of time, I was very happy. Maybe you don't really believe it, but that's the fact. So whatever you encounter, if you encounter suffering, instead of stubbornly, continuously to force the way that you want to get, why don't you switch your mindset and just turn back and sing the Doha song and whatever happens, and it is because happiness or suffering, the more you think of it, the more it will grow.